And good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to take a look at charts number 6 and 7, which we've been practicing since the beginning of school. You've learned these two also in kindergarten. So this should be, pretty much a review of things. If it's not, and you're not sure about them, we need to start working on some charts for homework then as well, so that you can get where we need to be with these sounds. Also, we're going to take a look at the special sounds SCR and SQU today. You know something about that Q and that U, don't we? And then we're going to circle some special sounds and mark vowels today. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started with today's lesson. Here we go. Say the sounds for me only, please.
E-O-I-A.
Did we cut any of those off today? No. Okay. All right, that was very well done. Now let's take a look at chart number 7, sound only. Oh, not full. This is just the S piece. Good. Oh, we did it again. Not twup. 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 Very good. I think you guys are getting those very well. All right, some words up here that we're going to mark special sounds and vowels and practice all the ones that we know so far and all the vowel markings. So I'm going to go ahead and split up this board. And if you are watching at home, go ahead and take out a piece of paper, copy down those words and circle special sounds and mark your vowels. And then come back and check your work with the rest of the class. Okay, good. We've got our vowels marked. We've got some special sounds circled. Now here's something else about this lesson for you to notice today, something that we're going to be watching because we're going to have a spelling list eventually that talks about this little rule here. What can you look at these 4 words and tell me something that they all have in common, something that would be the same about these words? What do you think, Maddie?
They all have short vowels.
They have short vowels. That's a good tip. That's a very good tip. Anything else anybody notice? Jacob, what do you notice?
I don't know.
Okay, I want you to look at the last 2 letters of every word. You notice anything about all those words up there? Luke?
They're doubles of the same. They're 2 of the same letters.
That is correct.
And some people get this wrong, that you don't mark them as a special sound or go bosses, because that wouldn't make any sense.
You are absolutely correct. When we read a word that has 2 letters that are the same at the end, just like Luke pointed out, we don't say the S 2 times, we only say it once. So this is the word what? Boss. We don't say boss, right? It's our boss. This one here has a double L, but we're not going to say O at the end. We're only going to say the L sound 1 time. So let's sound this word out. Spell. Spell. Boys and girls, we're going to read our word correctly. Let's try that again.
Spell.
Thank you. We are going to say this S only 1 time, because when the 2 are together, we only say it 1 time. So sound this one out with me. Bliss. Bliss. And this word?
Hill.
Okay, very good. I still hear somebody saying the sounds double, so let's not do that. That's going to mess you up when you read other words. Okay? All right. Our special sounds today, the first one is SCR, and SCR says what sound? Scream. Very good. Let's take a look at some other words in our language, Tom's up here, that has the SCR sound. Turn your feet and everybody facing forward. Let's see, if you can read these words with me, go right ahead. See if you can sound them out if you're not sure. Scrub. Each sound, SCR says skr, short U and a B. Scrub. Scrub. Screen. Script. Screech. Scrap. Scrape. Look at those two words, scrap and scrape. They kind of look the same. This has got a short, but this one we added the vowel, consonant, vowel, making us a long sound. So S-C-R-A-P, short, scrap, long vowel, scrape. Okay? Our other sound, now this one, boys and girls, we have to really pay attention here. And this is why when we say things like twuff, I always tell you no. Because there's only one special sound that ends with a vowel sound, and that's the S-Q-U. Why does this one end with a U? What would be the reason this one would have the vowel U next to it, Ren? There is a Q, and our Q and our U are always together. And so this one, we're going to add that U sound, that short U. So this is squat. Everybody say squat and squeak.
Squat and squeak.
Now let's spell it. S-Q-U. Never ever write the letter U without a Q the letter Q without a U coming right after it. Yes, sir. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. They're just watching to see where we are in our lesson. All right, so let's take a look at some SQU words. And read them with me if you can. Squid. Squeal. Squint. Squeeze. Squeak. Squish. Okay, now when we see that S-Q-U, do we mark that U that's next to a Q when we are marking our vowels? No. No, we do not. We just ignore it. So this word right here only has one vowel in it. We're going to ignore this one, and we're going to mark this one short. Okay? Okay, so when we see that U next to a Q, only when it's next to the Q, we will not mark it as our first vowel. We will skip it and go to what's next. So words like squeal, it looks like it has 1, 2, 3 vowels, but that U is staying with the Q as a special sound. And now we can mark our vowels as long. Okay? And we will be practicing that with our seat work and our other lessons coming up. All right, so let's practice today's words, circling the special sounds from today, SCR and SQU. So if you are at home watching us, take out a piece of paper, write your words down, circle your special sounds, mark your vowels, and then come back and check your work with us. All right, those of you at home, go ahead and check your work with us. And then we will go ahead and read through these words now that we've got them marked up so that we can sound out bigger words. You ready? Scrap. Squid. Scrub. Squish. I don't hear anybody reading with me. Let's start over.
Scrap. Squid. Scrub. Squish. Scrape.
We've changed this to long. Scrape. All right, some of those have, there's one up here that has the 3 vowels in it, and we remember to mark The first one long and the other two are silent. Very good. All right, let's take out our seat work papers. Take out your folder, because your folder is empty. I need to give you the papers for that. All right, here we go with the instructions for our seat work papers for today. Today we have the front side of our papers, and number 1 says to do what, class? Good. Everybody's been doing really good with that. I think everybody finally has caught 2 directions on the paper and getting both of those things done. One thing I would like you to work on with that is, though, when you are finished, when you think you're finished, I want you to go back and look at every single word, because there are a few people that might skip a word in the middle somewhere. So go back and always check to make sure you've done everything on the paper. Okay, number 2, this looks like something we did yesterday. It says to do what?
Write the picture.
Good, and you're going to remember to choose the special sound that goes in the front, write it on the lines, and then you're going to write the whole word underneath in our nicest, neatest handwriting. Okay, are there any questions on that paper?
No.
Good, slide that down in your folder and let's get ready for our next one. Okay, on this paper, it wants us to remember that a sentence usually ends with a period. It says usually because sometimes it might end with something different. What are the other 2 punctuation marks we could end our paper with? Thomas, we could do a period or what? Exclamation point, and what's the other one that could be, Jacob?
Question.
A question mark. But on these, it's telling us in the directions to write each sentence correctly. Don't forget the period. So we're not going to use a question mark or an exclamation point today, just a period. That's part of your work today, is to make sure that these sentences, once you copy them down below, and they start right here on the edge with a capital letter?
Yes.
Yes. A capital letter right here, 1 bigger space in between each word. We should not be working yet. And we're going to end that thing with a what? A period. All those things you need to remember. Nicest, neatest handwriting. Begin at the edge of your paper. We call this the margin. Capital letter at the beginning, punctuation at the end. Today that punctuation is a what? Period. Are there any questions on this paper?
No.
Very good. Go ahead and slide that one down in your seat work folder. Oh, I did. I forgot the bottom of the paper. Let's take a look at that last instruction. Thank you. Number 2 says to circle the words in each box that rhyme with the picture. So this picture is a picture of a what? A brush. So it rhymes with slush and what is that last word? Hush. Hush, brush, flush. They all end with the same sound. So in each box, you might find 1 word that rhymes with the picture. You might find 2. You might find 3. It's your job to read all the words to see what rhymes with the picture. Okay, any other questions?
No.
Good, now you may slide that down in your folder and be ready to start our next lesson.